In this video, we revisit lathering Zaharoff's signature Royale. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB. Thanks so much for joining me for a special edition unplanned video. And today I'm revisiting the lathering situation with Zaharoff by Gentleman's Nod. This is signature Royale, which is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scent. Let's get that out of the way at the onset. So I made a video, I aired it today, where I use this soap in the way that I normally use every other soap. That is to say, I take some out of the container, put it in my bowl, lather it, add some water, lather, add water, and so on. The volume just would not build. And I tried, and I added more soap, and it did not make a satisfying lather. So after that happened, I decided, let me go back in, give it a shot, and see what happens. And this time what I decided to do was use a lot more product. So what I did was I used a full heaping teaspoon of this Zaharoff. You see that big hole right there? That hole runs all the way almost to the bottom. You see that white at the bottom to the bottom of the tub. So that's how much soap I used. And after using that much soap, I did get a reasonable amount of volume, which was enough for a 3-pass shave. It wasn't a huge volume, but it was enough. It was very creamy. It was beautiful. Again, not a ton of volume, but enough for a shave. What I also did was I took a sterling soap in a different bowl using the same brush, and I used about a 1/4 teaspoon of sterling to see how that came out. And the result was about a 1/4 teaspoon of sterling yielded about 3 times as much volume as a full teaspoon of Gentleman's Nod. So what I concluded from this is you need to use a lot more product if you're using the Cardinal base, or at least for me, the way I lather. And so once I used, again, that's a lot of soap. Once I used that, it yielded an amount that I was satisfied with. It wasn't a lot, and it was a lot less soap, resulted double and almost 3 times the volume with sterling. So you're just simply going to have to use a lot more of this product if you lather in a similar fashion to me. Now, does that make me happy? No. On the same token, it's important for me to get it right more so than to be right. So if I make a mistake or if something just seems odd, I'm going to go back and revisit. I think I owe it to Gentleman's Nod. I think I owe it to Mr. Zaharoff to give this soap its best chance to be successful. Now, does that make this soap a cost-efficient soap at the price per ounce? No, it doesn't, because for me, I'm having to use, a lot more product. I mean, let's hold them up next to each other and you can just see the difference there. See the bump there with the sterling compared to the Gentleman's Nod. And again, this yielded about 2 to 3 times the volume. It was creamy as well, but the Gentleman's Nod was beautiful once I used a good helping of soap. Again, going almost to the bottom of the tub and filling this up and heaping it over a little bit. And so as it turns out, you have to use more product. So my apologies to the fine folks at Gentleman's Nod. It is not a bad soap. Now keep in mind, during the video, I said many times I'm open to the possibility this could be me. But honestly, when it comes down to it, did I have to do something special with this soap to get it to do what I want it to do? Yes. And for me, that's kind of a bummer. That's kind of a bummer. If I have to use, 2 or 3 times as much as soap to get the same result as I do with another soap, that's not a very cost-effective solution, which doesn't thrill me, especially since this is a pricey soap already. So I'm hoping in future basis, maybe we work to get a little more volume using less product, but that's just my opinion. It is a soap that will work. It certainly will yield a creamy lather if you use enough of it. That is the key. And again, it's important for me to get it right, not to be right. So I assume some of the responsibility for the bad lather in my shaving video, while at the same time citing just simply that you got to use more product. And this is something that some other people told me, is you got to really load heavy, more so than you would with other soaps. And I have found in the years that I've been doing this that about a 1/4 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon at the max is plenty to generate enough lather to fill an entire bowl most of the time. Not the case with this. It just requires more. And so I hope that sort of clears it up. Again, apologies to Gentleman's Nod or Mr. Zaharoff. I don't want to hurt anybody's business ever, but I do want to call it like I see it. And truth be told, it doesn't thrill me, but at the same time, I can't call this a bad soap that will not lather, because it will lather. You're just going to have to double, triple, or maybe quadruple the amount of soap you use. You're going to have to load heavy. And if you do that, I think it will reward you with quite a creamy lather. And the scent, it's first rate. The scent of Zaharoff Signature is just phenomenal. And so, am I happy with it in terms of the base? No. But however, after revisiting, it's okay. So that's where we'll leave it. And I hope I've cleared this up, because I don't ever want to lead anybody down the path and make them think this is just a bad soap that simply will not lather. However, I will mention in the comments, a lot of people had a similar experience. So if you're one of those people that did, just use more product, use 3 times probably, or 4 what you would normally use, and you'll get a great lather. At least that's what happened with me. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, I want to remind you, I'm your host, CDB. It's your shave, do it your way. And as always, God bless.